Another day on this beautiful island. Just heading to Lidl's to get some breakfast for me and Mol. While Mol stays in bed. You can see who's the early riser. So I've just got to Lidl's and I'm gonna go grab some breakfast. So I've just got back to the room and this is what we're dealing with. For our breakfast then we've got an apple each, one chocolate croissant each, and one cheese roll each, and a big bottle of water to share. Come in at €3. So that's breakfast done for €3. Welcome to another day in our epic fail of a lifestyle. We've booked a new hotel today and it is absolutely
minging. It is horrible. It's so loud. The walls are like paper, so we can hear when someone's phone rings, when a text comes through. We can hear other conversations. It's boiling. There's no aircon. Obviously, it's about 30. It was 39 degrees today.
yeah.
And there's no aircon in here. The
Said
staff,
it was though, didn't it?
Yeah, it did say it was. The staff are quite rude. So we're probably going to change. Pass me your finger. Pass me your hand. No. Like that.
Yeah, no, you have that.
Alright,
yeah.
How was that, Mol?
that was so minging.
You do your big.
How was that?
Good.
Good. As you know, last night we moved to Ibiza Rocks. We had to move because the prices were just way too expensive for the weekend. I think it went up to about £100 a night, which is like well above our budget for us to stay here as long as possible. So we went on booking.com and found the cheapest place we could find, which was reasonable. So it wasn't actually the cheapest, but the accommodation looked reasonable. So this place had a pool. It was classed as a hostel, but again, it was more like a hotel. There was no mixed dorms or anything like that. So we got this hotel. It's called Hostel Abigail. It looked lovely from outside, it looked lovely inside. But as soon as we checked in, the man there was absolutely horrible, so rude.
And there was like a group of boys, like they were leaving, but as soon as we saw that as well, didn't we? We thought, because it was quite like not near the strip, so we didn't think there'd be a lot of like teenage people there. But when we got there was like a group of boys, and even though they were leaving, we thought, oh, we know there's gonna be more young people here. And this, like, when we got in the room, the walls were so thin, like we could hear everything.
So we went downstairs then and told the man about 7 p.m. We were like, it's so loud. Me and Mol had a siesta, and we don't really complain, but they were so loud. So we weren't complaining really at that point because it was only 7 p.m. But
we just wanted to let them know that, like, you know, it was really loud at that time, so we didn't want it to be loud when we went to sleep.
So we told him that it was loud, and he said, okay, when you come back, then we'll move your rooms. That was like 7 p.m. We got back then at about 2, after you could see our night. And they hadn't changed us rooms. So the receptionist then was a different fella, and he said, you know, any problems, just let us know, you'll be fine. So then we went upstairs, went to sleep. Molly was a bit worse for the wear. Molly was being sick for a bit. Then we went to sleep. And then we were woken up at about 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock by people screaming next to us. They're fighting on the balcony, they were screaming with each other. They were knocking on the wall first, and then they were like trying to get through our door. I don't know if they thought it was their door or what. They were smashing into the door, and me and Molly were like, we're leaving. We're not dealing with this. So Molly's half drunk, half hungover, trying to pack her suitcase, and I'm trying to pack stuff. Okay, guys, like we explained, we're back in the exact same room that we first came here, with the busy road. So today's Sunday. We haven't really done much today. We went for breakfast with Matt and Dave.
Matt, why?
Our friends that we met. We met up last night, like we said we'd go into to watch Roberto in Ibiza Rocks. We had a whale of a night. Matt and Dave
Matt, why?
were so lovely to us. They paid for our drinks on Saturday night, and then they invited us for breakfast this morning and paid for our breakfast again this morning. They're two really lovely fellas. Me and Molly have definitely made some friends for life in Matt and Dave.
Matt, why? We literally can't thank them enough. They've been so good.
So we're heading back to our hostel now, where we left the other night to go and chase up our refund. And Molly thinks she's left her Viva shorts in there, so we'll have to go check if they're in there as well. We'll also show you where it was located.
Oh guys, so we've just had a very hectic morning / afternoon. We went to the hotel or hostel that we were staying in the other night, that obviously we had to leave because of fighting and noise and everything. So we went back because they promised us a refund. We got there and he was like, we can refund you for one night, but because you stayed in the room for the other night and we can't pay for your taxi either. And we were like, well, that's not what we were promised. So he had to like ring the manager and stuff, and you know, we were kind of arguing a bit because he didn't want it, did he? No. But eventually we've got the two nights refunded and the taxi. So we got what we were promised in the end. It was just not very nice to have to go through that.